Welcome to part 2 of my Forsaken Guide series. Today we'll be covering all survivors, their abilities, and some tips on how to play them. Please keep in mind information here is subject to change as the game is still in alpha. Noob. Noob is a free starter character but has 9 skins ranging from 200 to 1000 in-game currency. Ability 1. Bloxy Cola. This has a 12-second cooldown and 2 uses max. Noob sips the Bloxy Cola to gain speed 1 for 10 seconds. Speed is lowered by 10% when drinking, and Noob cannot sprint in this drinking state. Pre-existing slowness is removed when consuming the cola. Ability 2. Slate Skin Potion. This has a 65-second cooldown and 2 uses max. Noob sips the Slate Skin Potion to gain Slate Skin 2, granting temporary health and making you immune to most status effects. Speed is lowered by 45% for the duration and you cannot sprint in this state. Ability 3. Ghost Burger. This has a 55-second cooldown and no max uses. Noob bites the Ghost Burger, gaining Undetectable 1 for 10 seconds and Invisibility 3 for 4.5 seconds. My tips to play Noob are: it's recommended to use the Bloxy Cola when coming out of the Slate Skin Potion, but keep in mind doing this too early can cancel it completely. If you're running out of stamina, use one of the drinkable abilities to give yourself stamina as you're slowed to drink them. You can lure away killer summons from the main area and then use the Ghost Burger to escape them and leave them in a corner. Keep in mind that the Ghost Burger invisibility caps at 92.5% transparency. Use your Ghost Burger when line of sight is broken. Builderman. Builderman is a purchased survivor costing 500 with 10 skins ranging from 150 to 1000 in-game currency. Ability 1. Sentry Construction. This has a 45-second cooldown and 30 health. Builderman spends 6 seconds constructing a sentry. This will target killers in a 32.5 stud radius and inflict slowness too. Additional sentries from other Builderman players will reduce this range by 14%. To replace a placed sentry, construct another. Ability 2. Dispenser Construction. This has a 45-second cooldown and 15 health. Builderman spends 6 seconds constructing a dispenser. All teammates within 16 studs heal 0.9 HP per second. Healing is reduced by 8% for every dispenser present. My tips to play Builderman are: build your sentry a decent distance away from yourself as a first line of defense. Try not to keep it too far so it has use, but not too close as it may give away your location. Build your dispenser away from your sentry and in a location that's hidden, so that you can stand and regenerate health from it. If your sentry is destroyed, take this as a sign to run. Try to keep your dispenser built as much as possible and always tell your teammates where you've hidden it. Make sure that you have 2 points of escape at the dispenser. If you build it in a corner, oftentimes you'll end up trapped once discovered. Place your sentry in locations that the killer may frequent or in a location where you can adequately loop for the best value. Keep in mind that your sentry placement may not be able to see around corners or other things, so remember this when placing. Chance. Chance is a purchased survivor costing 777 with 7 skins ranging from 100 to 700. Passive 1. Unpredictable Fate. Chance's health and stamina stats are randomized, ranging between 80 to 100 for each. Ability 1. Chance's Favor. This has a 0.5 second cooldown. Chance flips a coin. If landing on heads, he gains a charge for all other abilities, whereas landing on tails provides weakness for 15 seconds. Every time the coin lands on tails, weakness stacks by 1. Ability 2. One Shot. This has a 40-second cooldown. Chance pulls out a flintlock and fires after a 1-second wind-up. Dice numbers 1 to 4 determine the result of the shot. 1. The flintlock explodes, damaging Chance for 45 HP and disabling the ability until the end of the round or hatfix is used. 2. Nothing happens. 3 or 4. The flintlock fires, stunning the killer in a 90 stud radius for 2 to 4 seconds depending on the distance. The dice rolls until every charge is used or the dice lands on a 3 or 4. This ability starts with 0 charges and caps at 3. Ability 3. Reroll. This has a 20-second cooldown. Chance rolls his max health and stamina stats. Max health ranges between 70 to 115, max stamina ranges from 80 to 100. Stat changes increase by a 3% intensity for every charge. Using this ability removes all charges on every ability. Ability 4. Hatfix. This has a 70-second cooldown. Chance's weakness stacks from Chance's Favor are lifted. This can be used after reaching 3 charges on all other abilities and can restore the one-shot ability. My tips to play Chance are: keep an eye on your health. The more health you have, the more risks you can take. Use your one-shot ability whenever you need to, but don't rely on it. Try to use Chance's Favor as and where possible, but beware that your weakness will become more hindering as time goes on. Your hitbox while using one shot lasts less than most other stunners, so try to keep distance before using this ability. Make sure you have adequate health before trying to use the one-shot ability in case it backfires, along with clearing your weakness stacks as and when possible. Try not to stun a John Doe unless necessary, as they'll only be stunned for 2.175 seconds maximum regardless. Elliot. Elliot is a purchased survivor costing 350 with 8 skins ranging from 200 to 900 in-game currency. Passive 1. Order Up. Elliot gains a 5% heal boost after contributing to an objective. This stacks up to 25%. Ability 1. Pizza Throw. This has a 45-second cooldown. Elliot tosses a pizza which heals others for 35 HP, which will be highlighted in yellow for 2 seconds to all survivors in a 50 stud range. These cannot be used on himself and despawn after 25 seconds. Every Elliot in-game decreases the effectiveness by 10%. Ability 2. Rush Hour. This has a 15-second cooldown. Elliot gains a charge after healing a survivor. This charge grants speed 3 for 3 seconds. There cannot be more than 1 charge stored at once. My tips to play Elliot are: use your pizza as much as possible, but don't waste it. Prioritize those with the lowest health before moving up to those with higher health. Try not to use the pizza on people above 75% HP unless no one is in chase and isn't expected to be. Don't be afraid to follow a chase from a distance and throw pizza in when the person in chase is hit. Save your rush hour as a last resort. Once your HP drops below 50% and you don't have a viable escape, you should use your rush hour to maximize the distance. Be prepared to be targeted. Elliots are often targeted due to the fact their abilities can be strong. You can throw pizza directly into someone if you're close enough, so don't hesitate to do this if someone is refusing to take it. If you throw pizza into a chase, try to throw it on the ground in front of the chase survivor so they can collect it without going too much out of their way. Play it safe as you only have 80 HP. Try not to endanger yourself unless you know you can take the hit. Take any medkits that are offered to you. You can heal everyone else, but you can't heal yourself. Guest 1337. Guest 1337 is a purchased survivor costing 500 with 12 skins ranging from 200 to 2000 in-game currency. Guest 1337 has a passive called Made to Last which grants 15 extra HP. Ability 1. Block. This has a 24-second cooldown. Guest 1337 applies resistance 5 for 1 second and slowness 4 for 2 seconds. Successfully blocking an attack grants the removal of the statuses in speed 1 for 3 seconds as well as restoring a charge for the punch ability. Ability 2. Charge. Guest 1337 dashes for 1.5 seconds. If they collide with a killer, the killer is knocked back and have their abilities locked for 1.25 seconds. If the killer was already collided into less than 4 seconds ago, they will take 15 damage and the ability will be nullified. If colliding with a wall, Guest 1337 suffers slowness 2 for 3 times the distance of the nearest killer, divided by 13. Ability 3. Punch. This has a 10-second cooldown. Guest 1337 winds up for 1 second, then punches forward, stunning any killer in range for 2 seconds. If this is used within 1 second of a successful block, it becomes a parry. Parried punches have a windup of 0.625 seconds and stun the killer for 3.5 seconds. My tips to play Guest 1337. Be careful of John Doe. John Doe is a counter to you as he cannot be stunned for more than 2.175 seconds and gains a speed boost afterward. Try to use your abilities to protect others or take chase. For example, stunning the killer gives you the opportunity to make significant distance. Try to use your block as and where possible to gain charges for your other abilities. Try not to be predictable as killers sometimes may wait out when charging at you before swinging, so try something different to throw them off. Try to learn the pattern of the killer. Learn when they swing, how they loop, and so on to counter them as best as you can. You can block projectiles from killers if you're low on HP but need a safe charge, but you can't block or charge at a minion a killer may spawn. You can use your charge to regenerate stamina during chase to gain distance, but use this as a last resort. If you see an Elliot or Builderman being targeted, try to take the chase away from them. Shedletsky. Shedletsky is a purchased survivor costing 500 with 12 skins ranging from 200 to 3000 in-game currency. Ability 1. Slash. This has a 40-second cooldown. Shedletsky slashes forward, stunning the killer if successful. This does 30 damage, stuns for 4 seconds, and resistance 2 is applied for 0.575 seconds on activation. This slows down the player 75% for 1.575 seconds while in use. Ability 2. Fried Chicken. This has a 70-second cooldown and 2 uses max. Shedletsky bites the fried chickens, restoring 35 HP. My tips to play Shedletsky. Save your fried chicken for a life or death situation, as this can save you in dire situations. Make sure to only use it once you know you're clear, as you'll be slowed while consuming it. Use your stun as and where possible. Even upon missing, you can sometimes escape a hit due to the resistance that is applied. Be careful of John Doe. John Doe is a counter to you as he cannot be stunned for more than 2.175 seconds and gains a speed boost afterward. Don't hesitate to take a hit for a support teammate such as Elliot or Builderman as you have a way to restore health. You can mind game the killer as they'll likely fear being stunned. Use this to your advantage and try to help out your healers when in chase. Use broken line of sight to your advantage. You can hide around a corner and wait to strike. This can be used if you need distance or would like to save someone from a chase. Two-Time. Two-Time is a purchased survivor costing 400 with 9 skins ranging from 100 to 1000 in-game currency. Two-Time also has a challenge skin which turns them into a baby. Passive 1. Undying Devotion. Upon receiving fatal damage, Two-Time's appearance changes and they're reborn. Their reborn state has half health from 80 to 40, and upon activation, stamina is restored by 40%, all status effects are removed, speed 2 is applied for 6 seconds, and weakness 5 is applied for 12 seconds. Once entering their second life, they are granted invincibility for 1 second, giving you a decent time to flee the situation you were in. Keep in mind that as Two-Time, you'll be forced into your second life if you're the last survivor alive, giving you 110 max health and healing you for 50 HP. My tips to play Two-Time. Try to be more cautious when playing as you have no ability beyond your second life. Try to stay in a group with other survivors for protection as you have no abilities. As soon as you gain your second life, you should run. Try to play the quiet game and stay with a group if you can. Work on objectives. Two-Time players are a good choice to work on objectives as you are not able to contribute to a team with your abilities. Don't be afraid to take hits for others if you have a healer and full health. This especially applies to Elliots as you can be healed by them but they cannot heal themselves. 007N7. 007N7 is a purchased survivor costing 500 with 14 skins ranging from 100 to 750 in-game currency. Ability 1. Clone. This has a 40-second cooldown. 007N7 creates a clone that wanders for 8 seconds before dying. Creating a clone grants 007N7 invisibility 4 and undetectable 1 for 4 seconds, along with slowness 1 for 12 seconds. Ability 2. Call GUI. This has a cooldown of 60 seconds. 007N7 stands in place for 6 seconds before teleporting to the furthest survivor spawn. Being hit during this cancels it immediately. My tips to play 007N7. Use your clone when you've broken line of sight, whether this is in chase or as you're about to be chased, as you aren't completely invisible. Try to use your cool GUI ability when you have adequate distance. You can either do this if you're being approached by the killer or you've just dropped a chase. You can drop your clone as a shield during chase. This is risky but can save a survivor in need if they're low health. You can drop a clone while low on HP and being chased, as the clone will have the same HP and can buy you time to make distance. You can use your cool GUI ability after dropping a clone to make further distance. And that's all for part 2 of my Forsaken Guide series. Stay tuned for part 3 where we'll discuss the killers. I hope this video has helped clarify everything you need to know about all the survivors currently in the game. I really enjoyed the unique aspects of this game and I look forward to the full release. If you'd like to see more of this content, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to join my Discord to interact with the community, suggest future videos, ask questions, and so much more. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you guys next time.